2019 NFL picks are here for week 15. This is the end of the great season. 3 more weeks, and we got a Thursday night game. New York Jets at Baltimore. Baltimore is rolling hot. They haven't lost since week 3 and 4 when they lost back to back games against the Chiefs and the Browns. It's hard for me to believe that they're just going to run the table all the way to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. They'll have to drop a game here and there. Maybe one for sure, and maybe not just because they're playing bad or they get outplayed by the other team, but mainly because they probably secure the number one seed and they rest all the players and somehow they can probably drop a game against either maybe even the Jets, which I doubt it, but even Baltimore or I mean I'm sorry, the Browns or the Pittsburgh. You know the deal. We pick with our heart, with our head, not with our heart. So I'm going with Baltimore. I wish they fucking lose. They can afford to lose one game in New England, and New England will do anything because they'll own the tiebreaker against New England. New England and Cincinnati. We own to Cincinnati. I'm picking New England. I'm not gonna touch that much of the subject. It's not even gonna be a close game. And fuck all that speculation about the Spygate number two. I mean, they've been trying to do Spygate number two since Spygate came on 2007. So they've been trying for 12 years and they still trying hard. So I'm not gonna get too much base into it. I already put a video last night about that shit. If you wanna hear more about it, check it out. I know I was a little intoxicated, but shit, it was easy for me to get it out of my heart. Next, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Detroit Lions. Tampa Bay rolling with a 3 winning streak. Um, they hoping to be on the hunt. They hanging to hang out there in the hunt. I don't think they have any chances. I think there is two teams coming out of the north and two teams coming out of the west. Therefore, there's no hopes for the Tampa Bay Bucks to make the playoffs. However, they've been a better team on the road with I believe it's a 4-3 record on the road right now. Detroit, I'd say Detroit has give up a while back. I also say I was done picking up Tampa Bay, but it just bad against bad. It's hard to go right, hard to go wrong. Picking Tampa Bay. Chicago at Green Bay. Chicago also rolling hot after being 4-6. They have won the last 3 games and now they are in a better position than the Bucks. They are at 7-6, hoping for a miracle. If like I say, I'm thinking two teams are coming out of the North, which in my opinion is gonna be Green Bay and Minnesota. But if somehow Minnesota slips and you know Chicago can take advantage, Chicago could be the second team. They have the team for it. They have the defense, and the offense seems like it has to click. It has been clicking little by little on the last 3 games. Like I said, they won. So I don't know. It's a tough game against Green Bay at home, where they usually don't lose, especially not on against division teams. I'm picking with my head, not with my heart. Got trying to get some money the last week to make some money. Houston at Tennessee. Houston. Houston just looked like they after they won their Super Bowl against New England, they didn't have anything left in the tank. They got fucking destroyed by Drew Lock and the Denver Broncos at home. They look horrible, and Tennessee is also trying to make the last push, tied on first place with the Houston Texans with a 8-5 record. So this is it, boys. This is for the division. Tennessee rolling much harder with a 4 winning streak, and they are favored by 3 points at home against their division rivals. And I think the main thing is they've been focused on running the ball, keep pounding the ball, keep running down the fucking Houston Texans throw, man. Houston is allowed averaging 109 yards per game that they have allowed against teams running the ball against them. So I feel like Tennessee, this is your chance. They took advantage of Indianapolis getting all deployed with with their wide receiver and the offensive line and everybody getting hurt. So they took advantage of it. Like I said, this division is been for grabs since week one. At some point, it didn't look like it, but Tennessee took advantage and they are home. This is it's now or never. This for the last 4 weeks they've been playing their Super Bowls and they've been winning. So this is another Super Bowl. Win or go home. This is it, Mo. This is it, boys. Benito, tie them up, boy. Tie them up. Denver at Kansas City. Boy, I told you Denver is playing a spoiler. I told you that guy Drew Lock cool or maybe the answer for the Denver Broncos after beating Houston at Houston. This is another tough task. Patrick Mahomes seems to be a little banged up. Kansas City is 9-4, and they won the division already. Nobody's gonna take that away from them. But after beating New England, they only one game, or actually half a game behind New England. If somehow they can end up in second place overall, and they earn that bye week and have at least one game at home. But it's going to be a little hard because New England has three easy opponents: Cincinnati, Miami, and Buffalo. Which Buffalo, to be honest, is not hard. It's not easy anymore this year, at least not this year. But that Buffalo game should be at home. It should make it a lot easier for us to win it. So I think Kansas City is not going to let Denver come and ruin that party after Kansas City also winning their last Super Bowl last week against New England. Everybody plays their Super Bowl against New England, man. Fuck everybody. This is straight up. This is how I feel. Miami at New York Giants. Boy, what a way to lose the fucking game, the New York Giants. In the last minute, you winning 17-3 and you allow the Philadelphia Eagles to come back and win the game, and not only win, to get in first place in the division, man. Division rivals hate each other, man. Oh man, I think with Eli Manning coming back, they got a little spark. But Miami is pissed. Miami actually lost the game in the last minute, and they've been questionable calls about the last minute plays of the both of the last two games of Miami. So I think it's the third time is a charm, and Miami will upset somehow the New York Giants. I don't think weather is going to play a factor since Miami played the Jets at the same stadium last week. They'll probably stay there, take care of the weather, got comfortable. So I don't see any problem beating the Giants. The Giants, to me, they should play for draft picks right now, though. They should play for a better pick. There's nothing else to play for. Miami should do the same too, but Miami's going to get top five at least, for sure, for sure, for sure. Buffalo at Pittsburgh. To me, this is going to be a great game. Great, great game. Buffalo was hanging out against Baltimore, and they should have won the game in my opinion. They don't have enough offense to go head to head with Baltimore. But Pittsburgh doesn't have the same also good offense. Pittsburgh has the third string quarterback playing, and they're playing hard. They're playing with everything they got, though. Like I say before, Mike Tomlin is doing a great job with that team. Buffalo's only favorite for 1.5 point, which I hate when Vegas does this shit. 1.5, like really, fuck that. I think Buffalo can cover the spread and can go and fucking get a victory at Pittsburgh. If Pittsburgh was playing with with a better quarterback, a better offense, maybe I give the game to Pittsburgh. But right now, I'm picking Buffalo to go and upset them over there. Philadelphia at Washington. Well, Philadelphia is in first place. They can't slow down now. They can't fucking put the foot off the gas. I know they have a lot of injuries, especially at the wide receiver corps, but Washington really don't have anything. I mean, Washington is just trying to prove, or actually trying to see whose players are going to stay in the team next year. Might clean the house with a new coach coming in town. Might want to get some draft picks. I'm picking the Eagles to beat the Washington Redskins. Next, we got Seattle at Carolina. Man, Carolina just, boy, they sink quicker than the fucking Titanic, didn't they? My boy Kyle Allen, man, he is fucking in the bottom of the ocean like fucking Jack. Man, I can't believe this shit, man. Seattle, I think Seattle can go and beat him. You know, this game back a few years ago, this game was one of the best games in the fucking of the year. Carolina with a great defense, Seattle with a great defense, and both with a good quarterback. They can run and they can pass, but times have changed. Seattle needs to win the West. They're trying to win the West. It's going to be hard with the 49ers being one game in front of them, but they just got to keep winning. They can't afford to lose anymore. Jacksonville at Oakland, boy, like I say, bad against bad. It's hard. It's really hard for me. These last weeks of the season, we get either good against good or bad against bad, and it makes it really difficult to pick these games, especially when I'm trying to make some money. If I have to really pick one of these two teams, I mean, I guess I'll have to go with Oakland just because Jacksonville is like a what, like a 5 or 6 losing streak versus the Oakland Raiders, which they have lost the last 3 games. Um, let's see what Vegas has favored right here. Vegas has Oakland favored by 2 points. That's funny. And Jacksonville, like I said, traveling all the way across the country, I gotta go with Oakland at home. Cleveland actually played pretty good against Cincinnati. They're a better team on paper and on the field. They took advantage of every little thing against Cincinnati. Their offense was playing good. Odell, I think, is kind of hurt. I think he has like a little I believe he pulled his hamstring, which is hard to do with being a wide receiver, and especially like him, a fast wide receiver. Arizona's 3-9. No, I don't know what they're playing for really. I want to believe the coach is playing for just to see who's, like I say, who's going to be in the roster next year. But it's hard to try to get the best out of your players to see who's going to stick for next year, and also at the same time trying to get like a good draft pick though, because you don't want to do both. You don't want to keep winning when it's a horrible season. Let's not call this a losing season, a horrible season, and it's hard to also judge your players. So I'm going with Cleveland. I think it's going to be a close game. The spread is 6.5 against favored to Cleveland, which I don't know if they can cover it. Like I said, I think it's going to be a close game, maybe by a field goal. I mean, Cincinnati was coming back on Cleveland at one point. Um, the Rams at Dallas. The Rams are in the 6th seed, looking in to get the 6th seed, and you know, thinking that the Rams are one of the most dangerous teams to enter in the number 6 spot for the playoffs. It's not an overreaction, especially if they can get their momentum back. I feel like every year we have a number 6 that goes in getting hot at the right moment. And the Giants did a couple of years where they won the Super Bowls, and like I said, they're always tough to beat. In my opinion, they are tough to beat. Tennessee it could be the other team in numbers and number 6 spot on the AFC. They are favorite, and if not to win the AFC South, to make at least the most damage in the playoffs once they get in. You know, you once you get in, it's a new season. It's a win or go home. So I think the Rams are in that same momentum like the Tennessee Titans, where they just must win at this point. Must win. All games are Super Bowls, or if not, playoffs games. Let's not say Super Bowls. Let's just say a playoff game. It's either win or go home. I want to say it's the difference between calling it a Super Bowl and calling it a playoff game, because Super Bowl is like kind of like the Texans or the Dolphins when they play the Patriots. They win and that's it. The rest of the games are just fucking. They're gonna just drop him. They already got the ring. Within, if you call it a playoff game, that's exactly what it is. It's a playoff. When you win, you get to play the next week. If you lose, you go home. You don't need to play no more. Really, that's what it is. The NFC East has always been one of the worst divisions, at least for the last 10 years, though. It's unbelievable that both teams, the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, are tied in first place with a fucking losing record, man. That shit pisses me off so bad, man. 6-7, man, with the chance to go 7-7, right back to 500, man. Just like the way you started the season, 0-0. It hurts me. It really does. They have dropped. The Cowboys have dropped the last three games. Um, I I was talking to one of my friends who's just a huge Cowboys fan, and he was just saying, "Man, we straight up suck. We need a rebuild. We need a new coach, maybe new quarterback." They done, like, he's done. I don't know if they all the fans are the same. I know my boy Jay. He'll let me know if you watch this video. Drop me a comment, man. Let me know how you feel. Your season over, or you want to fight into the end, man. I think Cowboys gonna fight into the end. They really don't have any other um, choice. You're the richest franchise in football, so you can't play to lose, right? You can't play to think about next year, especially not with an owner like that. However, I'm gonna have to go with the Rams just because they're more into win or go home momentum. The NFC East, as pathetic as it is, it's actually kind of interesting. Um, Dallas and Philadelphia play each other next week, and then week 17, Philadelphia has a game against the Giants, and the Cowboys have against a game against Washington Redskins. So it could get very well to the end, or next week could very well decide things or how the division is gonna go. Atlanta at San Francisco. San Francisco has the keys for the number one spot, and after beating um, the New Orleans Saints, they can't afford to lose at home against Atlanta. They almost beat Baltimore. They're playing good football. That defense is for real. Although they have allowed a lot of points the last couple of games, I think they get back to take care of business, and they're running the ball. You know, the most the better the best thing they do is run the ball, trick plays and everything. That game against the New Orleans Saints, oh man, it could be one of the best NFC Championship games in years if they end up getting to the championship game. It's not a reaction at all that they could be one of the best championship games of years, of the past few years for sure. Um, I like how the both teams came with trick plays and playing to win. You know, they were not afraid to fucking leave anything on the field, or just came out and straight up played to win. And I mean, unfortunately, the team with the ball at the last minute won the game, just like I was predicting it, because it was going to be a super tie game. Um, I'm taking San Francisco at home. Uh, I think they pass out over their hardest part of the schedule. I know they got to play the Seahawks at the week 17 last week, which they could very well switch things to in favor to Seattle. But as of right now, San Francisco stays as the number one spot. Minnesota, LA. I think Minnesota can't afford to lose. Minnesota wants to win the division. They don't want to go as a wild card team, and they're hoping to get some a victory next week against the Packers on the Monday Night Football, on the last Monday Night Football of the year. So I gotta go with the Vikings. And last but not least, the Colts at New Orleans. The Colts are hurt everywhere. Quarterback is banged up, receivers, offensive line, some of the defense. Their season is slipping right through their hands. New Orleans is gonna have to take advantage or trying to take advantage of San Francisco's tough schedule, so they can still end up in the first place, maybe second place overall in the NFC, depending of Seattle. So time to get over the San Francisco thing. Don't let that shit bother you. Don't play stupid. Don't do any mistakes. Um, just like I'm playing with my head and not with my heart. Do the same. Be smart. Play with your head, not with your dick, and not, don't let the fucking last game uh deflate your fucking balls, man. You know what I'm saying? It's now or never, New Orleans. See you in Miami. Uh, the over or under it's 46. Um, I don't think they're gonna get to that many points. I'm gonna go with 39 just because. And to do a quick recap for last week, my overall actually was 11-5. I fucked up in the Thursday night game, but other than that, I did pretty good. Um, I took my chances with Buffalo. They lost, and then this it could have been a 50-50. So that would have been right there my two losses. Like I said, I fucked up in the Thursday night game, but other than that, Houston, I definitely, it was a really surprise, an upset, and I never go against my team. Your boys say 11-5 on the winning columns, but not enough to make some money. Hope you guys make some good money. Um, College football balls are coming up at the after Christmas, so this week we only have some of the other regular games. Did your boys say? Stay thirsty, my friends. I'm out.